20-mile-per-hour limits for many schools across the county. The County Council's Cabinet announced today that they are committed to making our school roads safer.
We are the county known for the least child deaths in the whole of the country, and we have achieved that by introducing innovations such as safer routes to school and walking school buses. Now we want to add to that 20-mile-an-hour zone so that we can keep that premier position.
Staffordshire is currently number 1 in the UK for child road safety, but the County Council say they will not be complacent and want to introduce the new limits on high-risk main roads to maintain their safety levels.
When we were canvassing for the elections in June last year, we found there were two common things on the doorstep. One was the state of our highways, and the other was whether the schools could have 20-mile-an-hour zones for safety. Well, we've now put in £30 million extra for highways, and we're now going to introduce 20-mile-an-hour zones for schools where we feel it's appropriate.
We visited Blackshire Moor Primary School in the Staffordshire Moorlands, who say they would welcome the new limits.
20-mile-an-hour speed limits are very important to us because we're set in a rural location. A high percentage of our pupils come by car. They don't have any alternative. There's not any public transport at the times they need to get to school. And at the moment, with the high volume of traffic and the speed limit that's enforced currently, which is 50 miles an hour, it is actually quite dangerous dropping children off and collecting them at home time. A 20 mile an hour is going to be so beneficial to our parents because they will know they will be able to bring their children to school safely.
We live just across the road from the school, and just with walking across in the mornings and the afternoons, it's a very, very fast road and very, very dangerous. We've had a few occasions where we've had close incidents, so we think definitely it needs to be reduced without a doubt.
Quite often there's accidents nearby, cars come that fast out of nowhere, so we just want to raise awareness of there being a school in the area and hopefully get people to slow down, look out for the children crossing.
I travel nearly 2 miles to come bring my children to school, and quite a few mornings and afternoons you get really fast trucks that are pushing you all the way across the flat just before the school, and sometimes cars overtake you even when you're pulling in. They're doing over 50 sometimes, so it really is dangerous. If children were crossing the road at the time, they wouldn't stand a chance, to be honest with you. So I think, especially if people know, if there's more signs up and slower speed limits, people will know more that the school's here and the children should obviously be safer. So.
And also today, as I travelled here to come and talk to you, I was slowing down to turn into school and a car just came flying past me.
The new limits will form part of the County Council's wider plan to improve general road safety. Cabinet were clear that the programme would not happen overnight.
We have 415 schools to look at in this county, and that's a lot of work. So our road safety team is going to work with individual county councillors to judge what solution we need for their school. It's going to take us a long time to achieve this. We estimate 3 to 4 years. So our priority are those schools that are on the fastest roads, on the most used roads, and that tends to be the A and B roads.
Details of the first set of schools to benefit will be announced in the spring.